submissions are closed, and this is the puzzle. You know, if you're new to puzzle, this is what the puzzle looks like. Start block right here, and the green one. You have 4 checkpoints. Only 1 on the top row across the way, 2 on the middle, 1 on the right, 1 on the left, and 1 checkpoint on the bottom. Finishes everywhere. You got these little, like, 2 hotel, motel-looking buildings, all with finishes, and the only 2 that aren't finishes, starts, or checkpoints, there is a super reactor over on the side, kind of very out of the way, which is very powerful, but also very out of the way, and you only have any reactor for 6 seconds, so will it be worth it? I don't know. And then you have a super turbo here under the start, which, you know, if you see, not the easiest to get into and still slightly out of the way. And if you look at the blocks, you got some wood, not too much wood, because I felt like there is, you know, too much wood in the last puzzle, so I didn't want to make it all about that. You know, a few platform blocks, ceiling plastic, little ramp, plastic ramp, a couple other ramps, plastic walls, some dirt, little dirt turn, a little bit of ice, quarter pipe, another ramp, one of these, little road piece, and some platform blocks. And you can block mix or place in regular mode. So there's the puzzle. And now, since the results are in, I'm gonna go ahead and run the script. So I will see the placements here, and I'm gonna do one thing differently than what I've been doing before. And by that, I mean, the first time I did this, I did not include my own replay in the result order, and I would show it at the end. But I think we have enough, like, really good people in puzzle that I'd stand no chance of winning anyway. So I'm just going to include my replay in this list, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So, okay, looking at the result names, this should be very interesting, I think. There are 17 submissions. So, let's get into it. With Argenbarger. Starting out at a solid, respectable 17. 17.3, which is 4 seconds faster than AT. Let's see what they cooked. Went across the way with turnaround. Using a lot of different blocks here. This is some very fancy block mixing. Okay. Now, one thing I should, you know, start out with too is, let me go into free camera here. Now, I numbered all of these rooms. So I started here and just went to the right and started counting up, you know, 5, you know, just in order, and then, you know, kept going from here up around this way. The problem with this is that I don't have a good checkpoint numbering order to, like, keep track of, like, who's going and which, you know, checkpoint order. It would be nice if they were numbered, like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, but I didn't want to, like, subliminally, you know, affect anybody being like, oh yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, this must be it, because it's numbered that way. Although, looking back on it, that's kind of dumb. They are also color coded, so I could say, oh yes, this is like red, blue, green, whatever, but I feel like that's a little bit more difficult to keep track of, so I don't know. I should have probably thought this through and numbered it better, but let's just watch this one more time. And the one directly across makes the way back to the other side, and I think, yeah, gets the other 2, and then finishes back on the far side. Very cool solution. Alright. Number 2. With a red dog. With a 13.8, how fast are we moving up? Another, like, 4 seconds faster? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I kind of ignored the numbers too, but... Oh, wait, what was that? Hold on, I gotta, like, slow this down and process it for a second, because this looks cool to drive, and I saw a turbo in there. Not, like, the whole thing, but... So, onto the platform immediately for the turnaround into the low checkpoint first, with the quarter pipe. Uses the ramp to get up, turns onto the wood, which is a bit lower and has good, you know, turning radius. Keeps speed. Oh, it's block mixed right here. Well, you get the ice and the plastic, but he clips the side of the turbo from this checkpoint here. That's kind of genius. So, despite not going into the tube, you can actually get some of the red turbo on like a normal route. If you go bottom checkpoint first and then like the higher one. And I guess he had the plastic there for the wall bounce, but I guess it wasn't faster, but just better to go in a straight line. Uses this wood for the turnaround, which I do think this wood will be very commonly used. It is very awkward for this, but it's seemingly one of the best pieces to like gain height, which you do need a lot of in this map. Jumps through this checkpoint and has pretty good speed into the end, and has the ice block for the nice, you know, flat straightaway. Very smart solution. I'm actually surprised of like how fast we are already, considering how many submissions we have for one, and how difficult this map is. Like, you know, like Rooster was saying before this started, is, you know, it's not easy, but like Red Dog's making it look easy. But I mean, 13.8 is a crazy time for the second run of the day here. Second run of the comp. Why is it already so fast? That's what I'm saying. And then Justin, hello? With a 13.2. Okay, so we're slowing down a bit. Still in the 13s. What is that block usage? That's crazy. Okay, similar checkpoint order, but top first. And then, okay, it's like opposite on both sides. So it's similar to the last one, except instead of going to the bottom and working his way up, he went to the top and worked his way down on this side. And then he went up to the top and worked his way down instead of going to the bottom and working his way up. So he did like the literal opposite of the previous run. And so platform to slightly get down, bounce into the grass checkpoint. That's a crazy first turnaround, first of all. I tried to get that checkpoint a few times, never thought of that block combination. And the sideways dirt for the transition down, actually pretty smooth. A couple ramps back to back to get up. Wood to get down, and to the plastic dirt road combination turn in. Very nice run from Justin. The 13.2. And then we have Danny. What's up, Sander? With a 12.7. We just moved up like a half second. Oh, actually goes for the red turbo, collects all of the speed. Okay, hold on. What was this? So, similar checkpoint order here, maybe the same actually. Goes down a level with a more obvious block setup here, very smooth. But instead of going down for the next checkpoint, he opts for the turbo to get speed and tries to hold on to it. Uses some plastic to bounce around into the upper checkpoint up here after he gets the one below. Then he has to go back for the checkpoint that he skipped initially into a little downhill and drift around the side. Very cool. With his little French backwards skin. As always, of course. It's always so confusing when there's like jumps like that and the skin's still like backwards. I can't process it like properly, but very nice round. 12-7 already. The red boost was bait, guys. We will see. I'm very curious to see if it's going to be, you know, no boost, boost, reactor and boost. Like, what is it going to be? Were they bait? I don't know. And then Puppy Tay, a first-time submitter. Now, she streamed this, and then went back and improved it. Off stream. The 12-7. Hold on, smooth route there. Just immediately different checkpoint order again. Goes down into the one all the way across with the plastic ramp down. Uses this wood piece up that I said is, you know, fairly common. Jumps off early to get to the ramp, and then back down to the upper checkpoint on this side. Drifts around for the wall bang into the checkpoint, turn around into the finish. Very smart route, I think. Especially in terms of, you know, no booster, no reactor. 12-7. This is crazy how fast we're going already. I'm kind of scared how fast this is getting. Rosu with a 12.3. We just improved another 0.4. Hold up. While processing. Same exact start block. Different blocks to get up here. No wood to get around. Just closer angle with just road. So this is like the same route as the previous one. And then plastic block, drop down, wall bang, and drift around to the finish. So literally same checkpoint order, but different block usage. Surprisingly, I think the wood was not faster here. Hold on, I actually want to do a comparison because it's the same route. Yeah, the wood just ended up being worse for the turnaround, I think. That's actually surprising to me. Yeah, there it is. Very cool. Now we go to 7 with Yordi, another first-time submitter who also streamed this. Now, unlike Puppy Tay, Yordi did not improve off stream, so I did actually witness this firsthand. And oh boy, did Yordi hunt. This is a very, very clean run. Now, I don't know if you saw that. He started in a plastic block here. So he did clip out and actually gain some time by doing that. And first time puzzler, he figured that out on his own. To red turbo, uses the wood ramp to get around, but look at that exit speed. And that's a 12.3. And now we're back on the red turbo. Nice double plastic bounce, and that did not look fun to hunt, by the way. The double plastic bounce, it wasn't too often that you keep all your exit speed when trying this. But very impressive run, massively inside, and it looks like those PBs did count because I do think the previous time was also a 12.3, if I'm not mistaken. So I think you actually did move up a place or two for that. Very nice. Yeah, the turnaround and the dirt to help slide around. Plastic for the straightaway. Drop down into a very nice drift landing around. Proper run. Now we go to 8 with Zarek. With a 12.2, a 10th improvement. Yeah. Same route around to the left. Oh, plastic bounce on ice? What? Lands into the ramp and then drifts around. Wait, this is like literally the same route with extremely different block usage. Like, okay. I mean, okay, the difference here, not clipping out of the start, but very smooth transition into that and this. I would imagine that gains sometime maybe over the other one. And then he does have the same dirt into road turnaround here. Hits the turbo into the side of this so he doesn't fly off, and uses the ice and just lines up properly. That does not look easy. And then has the double wall bounce as well. Lands slightly on wood and just, you know, keeps all his speed. Or at least, you know, a fair bit of it. And then into the downhill with 3 different blocks mixed in together here. You got the downhill plastic into the grass downhill and the extra platform, I'm guessing, to help him drift around. Very nice. And Zarek did look like he kept less speed on the plastic bounce, but we can do it. You know what? Let's just do another comparison. Just to bring Yordi back in. So there's Yordi teleporting out, going very inside. But Zarek's smooth turnaround was a bit faster, and he has the ice. They get there about the same time, but Zarek has more speed. Lands early. And then, yeah, the downhill that Yordi's landing here with all his block mixing looks like it gains him some speed. Even though it looks like Yordi going into this does have more exit speed, it's not worth it because of the landing, I guess. And Zarek just makes it smooth. Very nice. Now we go to 9. With funny pills. With a 10.7. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean we're at a 10.7? We're at like a 12.2 or something. What happened? Okay. Just give me a second. What? Okay. There's still 7 more replays, or 8 after this one. I'm baffled. Okay. Brother, what? That is just clean. Okay. I think, yeah, starts on a few blocks, teleports out twice. So, free camera here, so you can see what blocks he used for this. Yeah, a couple ice blocks. And the plastic wall, surprisingly, it doesn't use it to bounce out, it uses it for the extra teleport. Or maybe he does bounce off of it at some point? I'm not sure. Alright. On the plastic and the dirt, turns, uses the uphill wood off of a different wood block to help turn around into a smooth landing onto the black platform turny thing, another black platform mixed into it for the smooth transition onto this road that goes smoothly across, perfectly connecting these checkpoints. And then goes for the wall bounce into the plastic quarter pipe to help him turn through and end in the side finish. And so he goes and doesn't use any elevation changes at the start to immediately get the top checkpoint, you know, just focusing on checkpoint order here this time. Moves down, and I mean, okay, I was thinking that a lot of submissions would have either, you know, collect both checkpoints on one side and then the other, and that would be common, but it is interesting seeing all the different, like, lower to higher, higher to lower, yada yada, and this one is higher to lower. Into, again, higher to lower. And then around to the right. Very cool. Honestly, I'm very impressed by this, and I'm excited to see what's next at this point, because holy, that is fast. And now we're at 10. The Vase, or Vasi? I don't know how to pronounce this. With a 10.7. Okay, we're starting with the ramp down again to the other side. Interesting to see. Oh, very smooth on the way up. Holy. Oh, and then the wallbang finish! This is like the same route as before, but improved like several seconds from just pure smoothness. I didn't think about this block combination at all, and it just works, I mean, so much better than the wood that I was trying to use at some point. Like, look at that exit speed. 200 straight into the upper checkpoint. And bounce around, wall bang with the road piece and the platform into the finish. And then this one is different because, again, lower to higher, and then higher to lower. I mean, I don't know what to say about this one other than, like, holy, that's smooth, and both this wall bang on a normal route like this and this uphill are genius, and I wish I had thought of that. Okay. And now we go next with Jakeinator. Now, Jakeinator did just say Stolen Valor in chat, and he did maybe message me something about potentially working together with someone. So if this looks similar at all, you know, I don't know. It does look a little bit similar. Hmm. No, I never said you couldn't work together, although I would prefer it if you didn't. However, I'm still very impressed with this route and run. And obviously, you know, didn't win anything, so, you know, no big deal, we're just playing for fun, but... Very nice run, with a slight improvement over the previous. I accidentally loaded the same replay, but I didn't. This is Jakeinator. Or we could do a side-by-side comparison. That actually would be kind of funny. Because it's actually probably the same route. Was the previous one 10, I think? Yeah. I actually remembered this time. They're actually on the same block, so we can see the little slight differences. Jake with the more exit speed here, and that makes all the difference. Gets the better uphill and keeps it to the end. By going wider. He has all the road, he paid for all of it, and he's going to use all of it. Very nice. And now we go to 12. It's me! Look at that! Now, I may have done something that nobody has done yet, and I'm curious if anybody will do this after me, but this is what I did with the 10.5. That's right, I got the double zoop. I took the reactor at 4 seconds, used the ice and the wall to turn around and get a straight line. And then, plastic wall to turn around, slowed down here with several blocks placed so I could get a zoop. Very hard to make this turn, and this wall bounce is very particular. Going barely over this to get another small zoop backwards into this finish. And the funny thing about this is, you have the reactor for 6 seconds. I went 4 seconds out of my way to get it. Get the first checkpoint like 5.6, 5.7 seconds in. And then catch all the way back up from the amount of sheer speed that I have. And the reactor runs out right here. So, I can't imagine the winning time will have a reactor, but you never know. I mean, that was pretty crazy. I thought it wasn't viable too at first, but then I was like, I gotta make this work. And, you know, I worked at it and I was like, wait, this is actually kind of good. And then, Zethner. Zethner has beaten me. How did he do it? Let's see. With a 10.4, another 10th improvement. And what is this block start? Okay, hold on. I do have to come clean about something here. Now, I basically had my route like day 1, 2-ish. And Zethner, I hang out with him sometimes because he's from Georgia and, you know, we hunt Trackmania sometimes. I popped in his Discord and he was streaming. and I saw he was working on the puzzle. And as I was coming in, he figured out how to clip down to this red turbo at the start. I didn't think that was going to be a thing when I placed it there, but apparently it is. Obviously, I wasn't going to steal that from him, but I was very impressed when I saw that he figured this out, and then I was kind of scared that other people were going to cook something like this too. So if we look in free cam, let's see what he had placed here. Just for the start, you have the dirt turny thing, little ramp up, and the roadblock. And I think the roadblock is important. I don't understand this at all. Zethner could probably explain it better than me. But yeah, just lets you clip straight through the floor. Holy speed. So, yeah, immediately gets speed, goes for the one across at the bottom, gets the wood going up, double plastic bounce, which we've seen before. Very good speed out of it. Plastic ramp down, hits the road, dirt, plastic bounce, turn around. Looks like he loses a little bit of speed in that, like, kind of bumpy transition bit, but, I mean, it's so sharp into the end. I mean, nice run, 10.4. 10.1 cope, sir. There was more potential on this route, but very, very nice run, and very nice find as well. Very cool. Now, 14. Jantronics? With a 10.3. Another 10th improvement, and no clipping down to the turbo. So what's happening here? Hold on. Oh, another reactor run. Okay. Oh, that's such a better zoop than what I got. Okay, I gotta compare this. I didn't think I would see another reactor, but that is impressive. Okay, so look at this. Both go immediately for the reactor, go for the same route. I stay up top, get a much faster turnaround, much faster start to the reactor. And the zoop here, but you get a better one. And then I'm ahead here because I'd stayed way inside, but I do not get a crazy zoop. Like, what is the speed? Massive zoop. Doesn't even... The reactor doesn't even run out. That's huge. 700 speed. Very nice. Like, I'm just trying to like look at some block usage here. I'm surprised you got a zoop off of like the wood here. I think I even tried that at one point. It didn't work for me. And then you place the plastic bounce even further away, and that, I guess, extra distance and the lineup here was just way better with the wood and whatnot. And, you know, going over multiple things for the extra speed in the zoop. And again, this is a, well, no, I'm on my own, but that was a 10.3. Holy. And now we're in the top 3. So, who got third? Sander. With a 10.1, another 0.2 improvement. Some clips in the start, and he did manage to change the the color of the plastic. Very smooth around. Wait, this is just a smooth route. You didn't even use any shenanigans. We're back at no reactor, no turbo. There's just some clips at the start, that's it. With the 10.1, that's... What are you cooking? He just drove. Yeah, just full smooth on the way down. Couple teleports to get ahead. Platform with another platform with a ramp with some wood to get up. Absolute full speed, absolute full sending it with 213 speed by the time he gets to the end of the road, bounces around with a smooth transition into the dirt, and uses the one people have been using to get up to get back down into this checkpoint, into a very smooth turnaround into the finish. Can we compare it to Vase and Jake? If I can remember which ones they are. Okay, so look at this teleport first of all. He's immediately like 10 light years ahead with his teleports. And they do have like 10 less speed here. Mega wide with the bounce, and then the They're not starting the plastic? No, and plastic is very important to start on for the acceleration boost. Although they did have the plastic downhill. So there's that. Interesting. Okay. That was third place, and now we have second place with Tenchi. With a 9.7, we actually got a sub 10. And by a fair margin, too. Okay. I have to see this. What is happening? How? How? There ain't no way you did this. Just a normal route with a nasty bug slide. Same idea as Sander in the start with like the plastic and the teleporting around. Different blocks to get up. Uses the actual wood to get up, but makes it smooth somehow with like the plastic here in the transition. You do have less speed than here, but you've like drove that so tight that it just doesn't matter, and then roof bounce off the checkpoint. It even clips the side for the super tight bug slide turnaround into like a perfect drift back through on the inside again. This is so crazy. Now I gotta compare this one to Sander. We're doing so many comparisons this time, but like we gotta. Different teleports, gets there about the same time. Sander goes up earlier, but Tenchi gets there way sooner with the tight line, like I said. I gotta see this from Sander's point of view so we can actually see what's going on. Yeah, I mean, that's just efficiency. Now, one more time, let's just see Tenchi's run. Because I really thought the turbo or the reactor or something, like, I couldn't imagine there was going to be a run this fast that doesn't use those. Like, apparently they were bait. But we can only know that for certain by watching first place. And just a reminder, this is a 10 point... Oh, wait, wrong one. A 9.7. 9.744. In first place, some of you, may be surprised, some not. The GOAT himself, Imperator, the winner of a handful of previous puzzles. How does he always do it? I don't know. He's so good. With the 9.4, it's another 0.3 improvement. He can't keep getting away with it. Bug down, I smell it. I do see the road and dirt. It looks like it's in a different orientation. He did it. Oh, he teleported down even more than Zethner, so he takes more red turbo. He takes the entire red turbo at the start. He lands here. Oh, and at the downhill. Look, his tire's landing on a downhill, and he takes the whole thing immediately up to 300 speed. With the classic bounces. and through. Just the simplicity, and he gets the wall bang in. He just takes everything. Wow. Yeah, this is like the best of everybody's runs. Now, I do actually think there were some ideas in other people's puzzles that he could have maybe used here, although with this amount of speed, I'm not entirely sure if he could do the uphills like they were doing, because, you know, it would be hard with this much speed to take it in the same line. But this is very similar to, like, you know, 4 or 5 people that did the similar route with the turbo, or just the people who went and took the other side with the bottom to top. And then wall bang around. Yeah, that is just this clean. I really didn't think we would see a sub 10, and we got 2 of them. And not just any sub 10, this is a 9.4. So, turns out red turbo, not bait. If you can clip down and take the whole thing, and then make a route this efficient. Bug slide for the last checkpoint better than plastic bounce? I mean, yeah, if you can get it. I know you're talking about how you're having a hunt and like you randomly got like a 0.5 PB. Like if Imperator did that on this, you know, maybe we would even see like a sub 9. But I mean, I can't complain on this. This is like massive. You know, maybe one day we'll do a puzzle comp where it's just the whole community. And, like, you know, we just work together and have all of our best ideas. Like, first it's a competition, and then, you know, on top of that, we just get the best driver and the best puzzlers to work together to make an absolute masterpiece. But that could end up terribly as well. But anyway, yeah. Hope you all had fun. The next one, obviously, Puzzle 8 coming up soon. I was thinking maybe I go to, like, Puzzle 10, and then maybe take like a small break and, you know, get together some more puzzles, you know, give my brain some time, like, to get some ideas on what would be interesting and fun to watch. But, yeah. And, like usual, I will see you all, for the Keckle Hunt. I don't know if I'll stream it tonight or tomorrow, but I do hope to see you guys in the next one.